Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here this afternoon. I'm going to update you specifically this afternoon to the patient information, our members that were tragically injured and one that was deceased as a result of yesterday's fire. As you're aware, on yesterday's date, the Baltimore City Fire Department battled a two-alarm fire in the 5200 block of Linden Heights Avenue in northwest Baltimore. As a result, 5 members suffered serious injuries, and sadly, one of our members succumbed to their injuries. I want to start off by reiterating my love, our prayers, our support for the family members of our deceased member, as well as our injured members, and all the members of the Baltimore City Fire Department. I would ask those in the sound of my voice, when you see my members on the street, stop what you're doing and thank them. Give them a hug, show them your appreciation. The following information is being released regarding our members. The member who perished in the fire is identified as the EMT firefighter Rodney Pitts III, who was assigned to Engine Company 29. He had 1 year of service in the Baltimore City Fire Department. Lieutenant Dylan Ronaldo of Engine Company 46 is a 6-year veteran of the Baltimore City Fire Department, and he remains in critical but stable condition in the Bayview Burn Center. Many of the members that are up here with me now, including our mayor, just came from the burn center where we met with his parents, his fiance. Beautiful people, deeply hurt, much like our members are, but they know that we're wrapping our arms around them and we're going to provide them the support that they need. Lieutenant Keith Brooks II, assigned to Squad 40 in the Northwest Quarter, a 14-year veteran of the Baltimore City Fire Department, was treated and released from a local hospital. Firefighter Tavon Marshall, a 3-year veteran assigned to Engine Company 29, was also treated and released from a local hospital. Firefighter Seth Robbins, who is a 17-year veteran of the Baltimore City Fire Department, remains in the hospital in stable condition. This remains a multi-level, multi-agency investigation. I do not have details on the investigation at this point as to where it stands. I want to thank our media partners for being here, getting our word out. As we have more information, we will provide it to you as quick as we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. I want to begin by reiterating what I said last night, that Baltimore lost a hero, one of our most brave and dedicated public servants. EMT firefighter Rodney Pitts is and always will be a hero, a Baltimorean who literally gave his life for Baltimore. And as you heard, 4 more of our heroes are now grappling with their injuries. Lieutenant Ronaldo is fighting for his life, and we want all of Baltimore to pour love and energy into that fight for him, for his family, and for this department. We also wish well wishes for Lieutenant Brooks, Firefighter Marshall, and Robbins, all heroes who do this work each and every day. We are now focusing on supporting these families while continuing this investigation. Each of these firefighters devote their lives to protecting our community each and every day, putting themselves below everyone else each and every day. They take on one of the most dangerous jobs known to humankind, and they do that without hesitation. And we should all be thankful to each and every person who does that. And when we see them, let them know that we support them and that we love and appreciate them, especially at a time like this. As we said, we are and will continue to fully investigate this matter, and we will share that information as it becomes available. But we really want all of Baltimore to really pour into these families, pour into this department, and into each other as we deal with another tragic loss. Thank you.
We'll take a few questions.
Chief, if you don't mind, would you tell us what happened and start with the Mayday call? And do you have a potential cause or at least a port of origin?
Sir, what I can tell you, we're reviewing 911 tape right now. We're reviewing dispatch tape at this point. We have a lot of members that need to be debriefed. We have members of the community that interviews are ongoing with. I can't speak to the specifics because, as I stated last night, I don't know. I don't know. What I can tell you is that situation up there remains extraordinarily active, with assistance being provided to our Fire Investigation Bureau from the Maryland State Fire Marshal's Office as well as the ATF. So for me to speak on that at this point, it's not going to be fair to the members involved or my department because I would be speculating.
If you don't mind, one follow-up.
Yes, sir.
What was burning that the fire spread so fast?
That's very much part of the investigation.
Chief, do you know of the homes that were damaged, how many were occupied and how many were vacant?
We know that where we removed our firefighters from and where the other firefighters were hurt conducting that particular operation was an occupied home. We are aware of that.
And occupied? Just to clarify.
Yes, ma'am.
Occupied, okay.
The ones on either side, I'm told when I was up there, and please understand that I left obviously because I need to be with my members. I was told, at least preliminarily, that the belief was on either side those dwellings were vacant. But again, I cannot confirm that. We will have that information for you, though.
I know we did a story earlier in the year that you guys were deploying some new AI technology to see when roofs were about to collapse. Was that helpful at all in battling this fire?
So this particular fire evolved so quickly. Our members, whether they're firefighters, they're paramedics, or they're EMTs, they make extraordinarily significant decisions on a split-second basis. They do it every day, and that's what was going on here. I can't speak to that, and I cannot answer that. What I can tell you is the information that I know of, just from some of the initial conversations that I had up there, is this evolved very rapidly.
Alexa Ashwell, Fox 45. So were all 5 victims inside 5210, and did floor collapse?
No, ma'am. So I'll take that in order. They were not all inside. We believe 2 were inside. The 3 that were subsequently burned were part of the rescue, is our belief at this point. I have no indication of a collapse inside.
And EMT firefighter Pitts was among the 2 inside, or the 3 who went into rescue?
The 2 inside.
Chief, just to follow up, since the Stricker Street fire, there have been calls to reform the way the fire department responds to these kind of situations. Do you know that if the situation was responded to properly in terms of assessing the situation and making sure that firefighters were not going into a more dangerous situation than they were going into?
I'm going to underscore that this continues to be an open investigation. And until that evolves, I don't believe I can accurately answer that question at this point. What's important here is that this investigation is given the time, it's given the space, it's given the attention to be able to play out in a manner that, above all else, keeps my members from being injured.
Chief, Mr. Mayor, there's no police presence here. We have videotape of someone being arrested at the scene. Are there any suspects, and do you know why that individual was arrested? Was it in connection with the fire?
They did. Lieutenant Colonel will be here. You just didn't see him. It's okay.
Hi, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question, please?
We have videotape of someone being arrested at the scene. Is this fire considered suspicious, and do you have any suspects, or is anybody in custody?
So as far as the fire being considered suspicious or not, we do not have the data at this point. We are working with our partners on the ATF who are taking the lead on this investigation. As far as taking somebody into custody, yes, the police department did take somebody into custody. We did that based on some information that we had preliminarily received at the scene. That person was interviewed, and that person was released. So we do not currently have anybody in custody, and we've conducted several interviews. Our arson unit and our homicide unit were all involved based on the significance of the event, as typical we would do in fires such as this.
Are potential squatters involved in this investigation?
I don't know the answer to that question at this point, but that is part of the investigation.
Any questions from the son or Benner?
He fits his age.
31.
Sir, he's 31 years old.
And last question.
Chief, any personal anecdotes about Mr. Pitts? Just, I don't know if you've known him personally or anyone in the department has told you about the kind of work that he's done in the year that he's been with you all.
I can tell you I pinned his badge on him in August.
And I'll just follow up, not knowing EMT firefighter Pitts myself personally, but knowing members of his family and hearing and speaking with his mom and his family last night. He was so excited and so proud to be a firefighter in his town. He loved what he did. He was so proud, right, in hearing from their family that he loved it. And that's what I think we should be talking about. Someone who loved this place so much that they would be willing to risk their lives, and in his case, tragically giving his life for this city.